And then with that one player that was afraid to give the right answer, we found that player, when I just started working with this player, my first initial assessment was that this was a player that was very creative, almost to the point where there was no routine, there was no ritual in how they planned out the 2-shot sequences. So 2 shots and then the next 2 shots, and so they were so creative that it was a weakness more than a strength. And so bringing foundational patterns of play to a creative player adds stability, so that then they can start to create off a foundation. So it's not like trying to create robotic players out there, but it's to establish them with good foundational, boring patterns. Okay.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that because we 1-2 reset and 1-2 reset, 1-2 boring. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that. But back to this. You have to establish a firm foundation and then build creativity on top of that.
Yes.
Because if you don't, you're sporadic. You're all over the place. You're making decisions on the fly. You're changing your mind at the last minute.
But that's one of the fundamental concerns, but it's also a symptom of this, a move away from competition into fitness and health and other stuff, and losing the why. Losing the why. So we get what you see on the tennis court is immediately that translates itself as players thinking about the point in terms of individual shot making.
Which what I've coined is, I've taken the phrase reckless shot selection and said that really means playing a shot in isolation of itself with no expectation of what may come back. So we try to put the ball away, or we try to hit a winner. Well, that causes major anxiety in the body, in the mind, and the emotions. We tighten up, and typically when a player tries to put the ball away, even in practice over and over and over again, they may find the repetition, but then when it comes to competition, they miss it. They miss it all the time.
And I call that coming out of sequence.
Coming out of the sequence.
Yeah. Now that'll occur I found it will occur at specific points in a match. Okay. And sometimes it'll occur very early on, where one player will panic or be over impressed with the shots of their opponent.